welcome you to the capacity-filled Mizzou Arena here in Columbia, Missouri for number 7 Kansas against the Tigers. The Kansas Jayhawks have started 3 of 3 from the field. Langford's got 3, Miles hit a 3, Simeon hit a 2 to start things off. And the Tigers have started 0 of 1. Jayhawks coming off a couple of big wins. Kansas State Wednesday, Oklahoma State a week ago. McKinney for 3, and that is Missouri's first basket today.
And this is a capacity crowd, as you mentioned, Kevin. They just really want to explode, and Kansas got them awfully quiet, scoring the first 3 buckets of the game. Rather an easy fashion, unfortunately, for Missouri.
And a rebound inside by Simeon, who had 20 rebounds against K-State and Lawrence Wednesday. The Langford and crashes into the defense of Daly, and there's a foul. Kansas has already won a share of the Big 12 Conference. A win today, they win it outright. McKinney found traffic, and Kleza for 3.
Kleza is a guy, Kevin, who can shoot that 3 like all of his Missouri teammates. He hasn't shot it well this year, but if he can get the ball to go down from 3, teams cannot play off of him, and he'll be able to drive to the basket. He's got excellent skills taking the ball to the goal.
Kleza and Jason Conley. Carvin is ready for 2.
Conley trying to be very aggressive. You got to give some credit to Kleza on that play. He took the ball in the lane, drew the defense, and was able to dump it off to Conley.
Kansas beginning this game 4 of 7 from the field. It's the quarter showdown. The Missouri Tigers, the Kansas Jayhawks, this afternoon on CBS.
Jump shot as well.
Missouri has started this game 3 of 7 from the field.
And with Horton not in the lineup, this is a tough matchup for Missouri because they're really lacking their best ball handler. Conley gets wiggles in the lane there and scores the 2. But this is a tough team, this Kansas team, to go up against without your point guard.
As McKinney comes inside and way outside, Brown for 3 for Missouri.
Brown, the best percentage three-point shooter for the Tigers, and what a nice job by Missouri to rally back from being down 8-0.
2 run for the Tigers. As we're tied at 13, Conley inside, and they get it with Gardner. This is Missouri's first lead.
Great transition basketball. Missouri really on the attack after Kansas scoring those first 8 points of the game.
Late coming into today. Getting by Conley and a 2-point shot, and he finally hits, and that's a good sign for KU.
Boy, it sure is, particularly the fact that Giddens doesn't settle for the 3-point shot on that occasion. The pump fake, the dribble, has himself a nice wide open shot and knocks it down.
12-2 run, coming back from 8 down. A long-range 3-point hit, and that's down by Jason Conley, who shoots 37% above the arc.
The goal.
Shot clock is down to 5, and Miles with the great fake on Kleza. Outside Hawkins for 3. Oh, what a shot!
He was practically in the Kansas bench. In fact, he fell back into the Missouri bench after he made the shot.
7 points by Conley, leading all scorers for Missouri. Jimmy McKinney.
That's nearly an impossible shot. Pretty good defense by Hawkins right there. McKinney just rising up over top and shooting the ball into the basket. A great shooting performance early by the Missouri Tigers. Kansas against Missouri in their first game.
Gardner. It's a 3. And the Missouri Tigers have built their biggest lead this afternoon over the 7th-ranked Jayhawks, 27-19.
Not a lot of energy by the Kansas Jayhawks after they got out to that 8-0 run. They may have thought this was going to be pretty easy. It's been anything but.
McKinney for 3. What a shot by Jimmy McKinney.
Kevin, it's amazing. This is a team that simply does not shoot the ball well from three-point line. McKinney made that with Gibbs right in his face. He actually got knocked down.
Missouri has gone 6 of 7 shooting threes. They've got their biggest lead of the afternoon right now, 32-21. This is the season for the Missouri Tigers. They know they're going to have a tough time in the postseason, going anyplace. So this is their championship. Here's Gardner at the free throw line. Knocks it down. Foul problems for the teams. For Bill Self in Kansas, Giddens has got 2. Simeon has got a couple fouls, as does Moody. And for Quinn Snyder over the Missouri side, just 2 on Conley, and that's about it. 2 on Conley, and that's about it. biggest lead for the Missouri Tigers. They were down by 8. In fact, 8-0 to start the game, and Wayne Snyder has got a 13-point lead.
Outside game, but they've been forced mainly to the perimeter.
Galindo to Simeon, and that is a welcome sign for the Jayhawks. Simeon goes 2 of 5 to start. He's got 4 points, making 6 points in the afternoon.
Down just a little bit.
Gardner again. Wow. Thomas Gardner, a sophomore from Portland, Oregon, who played at the same high school as Miles and Lee at Kansas, has come in with a big-time performance. Missouri has gone 7 of 8 shooting threes this afternoon.
If they were just practicing.
Kansas has gone 4 of 11 shooting three-point shots today. Gardner again, feeding to McKinney for 3.
This is an amazing shooting display by a team that shoots 28% from beyond the arc in conference play.
Had a good, if not injury-filled, NBA career, but a guy who has come back to his alma mater, lives in Lawrence and loves the town. His family is there, and I think he fancies himself someday being a coach in college basketball, head coach. And here is Hawkins. Yawn with the screen. Galindo inside on Klesa.
One of the very few offensive rebounds we've seen by Kansas today, and they convert that into a basket.
Gardner. Yeah. The Missouri Tigers got 24 points on 3-point shots, led by the sharp-shooting junior from St. Louis, Jimmy McKinney, who has a game-high 13. We've already seen one highly ranked team fall today. Will Missouri make it 2? At halftime in Columbia, 43-34, the unranked Tigers over number 7 Kansas. Up the second half, Hawkins out there with Miles in the Kansas backcourt. They got Simeon and Lee, and there's a drive by Gardner, and he puts it up and in. It's McKinney. Nice stop on a dime.
McKinney and Gardner both today have done a nice job keeping the Kansas defense back on his heels with those penetrating forays to the basket.
McKinney, Gardner, Conley. Oh, what a play by Jason Conley. The Missouri Tigers have their biggest lead of the afternoon over 7th-ranked Kansas.
Don't forget, Jason Conley was the country's leading scorer as a freshman at BMI. So he knows how to find the basket, and that's another guy that knows how to find the basket, Wayne Simeon.
He's the first Jayhawk in double figures with 10. Great assist on the play.
That their RPI and their schedule strength has been very high all season long. There Miles falls down, dribbling the ball, which is the only reason he didn't get a travel, and then calls a timeout to avoid the turnover.
Bill Self with a lot on his plate, including Langford out for the game with an injury. Down Columbia, 49-36.
The Missouri Tigers really got it going in the first half, Kevin, with their three-point shooting. They made 8 three-point baskets in the first half. Kansas tried man-to-man. Kansas tried zone. Nothing seemed to work against the Tigers that made everything they shot. In the second half, they've been doing a much better job driving the ball to the basket.
Missouri 8-2 in the second half. Only 2 Kansas points after halftime. Gardner's got Miles. Great pass into J.R. Giddens, who got on his pogo stick and gets 2.
Giddens, a guy noted for his three-point shooting, but he has been struggling from out there, and he's gradually learning how to help the team even when the three isn't going down. That's a nice job to get inside the defense. Boy, that's a great job by Gardner getting back.
Giddens for 3. Mooney puts it back up and in. Indispensable this season has been the play of junior Christian Mooney. 4 seasons here. It means a lot. Miles, Hawkins. Miles, 3 ball.
That's a big basket for Miles and for the Jayhawks. That's a great advantage against the smaller Miles.
Simeon. Big hit for Wayne Simeon, who now has 12 points to lead the Jayhawks. Klesa. McKinney. Great find in Gardner.
Missouri has just been a step quicker all day long.
Giddens scooping it to Robinson, Miles and Moody, and Giddens again.
A great reaction by the Missouri defense.
Moody with the screen and Miles inside with a pretty play.
Something we haven't seen much of Miles today. That is the ability to put the ball down and get into the lane and make a play.
Miles, Giddens for three. And Moody with a great offensive rebound. Keeps it alive. Miles thought about three. Now pops the three and nails it. What a shot for Aaron Miles. An 8-0 Kansas run. And they're back in business with 5.5 to play in the second half.
The damn bar.
This by Young. Another rebound by Wayne Simeon. He has led Kansas with 16. Came on 20 points by sophomore Thomas Gardner of Missouri. Missouri has led most of this game. Klaiser has got his 9th double of the season.
Klaiser's done a nice job keeping the pressure on the Kansas defense with his ability to handle the ball and penetrate to the basket.
Big free throws. Under 5 to play. The lead is back to 4.
Against Simeon, that's quite a mismatch.
Galindo is in for Kansas. Here's another freshman, Russell Robinson, across the lane to the other freshman, Galindo. Great pass by Robinson.
And it's a great job by Galindo to get to the basket. Klaiser is really conscious of going to try to help out against Simeon in the penetration. Klaiser went to Simeon. Nobody was on Galindo, and he was able to convert. That's a great job penetrating to the basket and finding the open man. Minutes and 42 seconds, so their ability to convert may end up being the difference in this game.
Snyder in his 6th season in Columbia. Coming up next, Duke and North Carolina. Snyder played college basketball at Duke. Simeon the rebound.
And for out.
Go inside to Galindo. Outside for the tie. Giddens good! What a shot! And the Jayhawks have come back to tie it at 64. It was last tied at 15.
Well, it's some comeback by Kansas. It was just an amazing job. It wasn't all at once, Kevin. It's very gradual comeback that sort of snuck up on Missouri. Simeon's got to handle the ball in these situations. Maybe not shoot it, but he's got to touch it to draw the defense and create those openings.
There's Gardner to Brown.
Kansas has stayed in the zone, and it has been effective.
McKinnon.
Oh, that's a tough shot. That's what Missouri has not been able to do, get the penetration that they got early in the second half against that zone. That is just an outstanding play by Jimmy McKinney. Well, that's a nice job by Missouri to punch the ball inside. A bad foul by Simeon right there because Klaiser actually was off balance and was, as he caught the ball, he was moving toward the free throw line. It was going to be hard for him to turn and get a shot.
So Simeon, as you saw, has picked up his 4th personal foul. Klaiser with his 15th free throw attempt today. He is 10 of 15. And he's got a double-double for Quinn Snyder.
But this is a really big one right here.
Lost it.
Bit of a force there, Kevin, by Miles, trying to make something where nothing really existed.
Like we said earlier in the game, this is like Missouri's championship game of the year.
Certainly gives Missouri the opportunity to move to 15-15 if they can get a win in the Big 12 tournament. They get a berth in the NIT.
Right now, hovering over Kansas and leading by 4 with 22 seconds to play. The leading scorer and rebounder in the Big 12, Wayne Simeon, along with Linus Clays are two players of the game in recognition for their determination and outstanding play. Chevrolet will make a $1,000 contribution to each university's general scholarship fund, Chevy and American Revolution. Free throw line, which has been huge for the Tigers in the second half.
Langford, of course, went out early in the game. There's also their ability to get into the lane with dribble penetration, particularly early in the half, that really bothered Kansas.
That is the 32nd free throw try by Missouri. Kansas has 18 attempts. It's a 5-point game.
Kansas needs offense quickly.
Lee for three. Clays had a hand on it. It's off of Kansas. And 7.7 on the game clock. It's loose, and Giddens in a timeout. Counted for 2, 3.7 to play. It's a 3-point game.
You've got to get a steal here.
McKinney to inbound. Kleza has it and pushed by Russell. Robinson. 2.5 to play. Top 10 team fall in this final regular season college basketball weekend. Kentucky has lost, Illinois has lost, and it appears number 7 Kansas will lose. And now it's official as they storm the court in Columbia. For Dan Bonner, Kevin Harlan saying so long from Mizzou Arena. The Tigers have pulled the upset, beating Kansas for the first time in 2 years. Led by the 23 of Thomas Gardner. Coming up next, it's Duke at North Carolina. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports, home of the NCAA Men's Basketball Championship.